Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Of course, here with Kurt. Been a while, a ton of news in the past month, lots of things to cover. Kurt, first things first, how are
Doing great. Been busy.
you? I can tell. Lots of stuff. I know you got financials around the corner. You guys are going to be doing a big chat. You got new channels, data stuff, lots to cover. Figure maybe we just go back and start out a bunch of new channels. A lot of questions with the gaming channel came up, but wherever you want to start, I figure maybe
Yeah,
we
sure.
can. uh,
We can start with QGameX, sure, because that's a hugely important part of the business. I never really know what terminology to use because everybody uses different things. But connected TVs or smart TVs, meaning the TV that you can plug into the internet or a Roku device or whatever. From every TV manufacturer now, basically, if you buy a new television, it's a smart TV or connected TV. Well, that business is exploding in India. It's huge, and I think it was 84, 87%. I don't remember which of the TVs sold in India last year were connected or smart TVs. And so we see that business as booming. It's already booming in the US and European markets. Companies like Pluto and Tubi are now incredibly vital to the major media companies that bought them, Viacom and Fox, respectively. And the so-called, it's kind of funny because it's really just regular TV like we've known forever, of free television with ads supporting it. That's what this is, but it's now on these connected devices. And it does provide the opportunity to have some two-way communication with the TV where you can select things and buy things and do other stuff. That's the future. But I was having a conversation earlier today, actually, with someone that Viacom, who a lot of people will know, they've now changed their corporate name to just Paramount, which they probably should have done a long time ago. But Viacom, that owns Paramount and CBS and outdoor advertising and all sorts of stuff. Back when cable and satellite started to really take off in the 80s, they launched a whole bunch of channels: MTV, VH1, Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, BET, Country Music Television, goes on, and they all had offshoots. And before you knew it, Viacom had 15 or 20 channels that they controlled that were running across new cable and satellite systems. Well, we're heading in exactly the same direction with what we're doing in terms of our channel business in India. And what you do in this new connected TV world is there's a lot of data that you can get, a lot of research, and you can spin these channels up more inexpensively and faster than a TV channel. And so you can go into very specific categories. So we launched Q Kahanya earlier this year, that's all animation all the time. We launched Q Comedy Stand, which is all comedy all the time. And we're launching next month in September, probably around mid-September, Q GameX. What's that? That's an all gaming channel. So it'll be tips on gaming. It'll be watching people play games just like you see on Twitch or anything else. Gaming is exploding in India, and it has been for a while. It's the second largest population of gamers outside of China. Probably will overtake China in the coming years. And so it's a massive opportunity. But even beyond just the pure game channel, it's the concept of launching these vertically oriented, subject driven, genre based channels that can be spread out under the Q brand across all connected TV platforms in India. So as that business keeps growing and rising in popularity and viewership, it's all ad supported, which is what our business is driven by. We've got 70 blue chip advertisers now. Well, guess what? We're going to move them over onto our connected TV channels. And so that's a huge initiative for us. People have to understand most of it, and 100% of the revenue we're reporting on Monday, zero of it is connected TV revenue because we weren't even on getting revenue from those platforms. We're just starting to get the trickle, but the trickle is going to become a stream, which is going to become a flood really quickly. So it's an exciting spot for us to be, and it would be an initiative that shareholders and people who watch our business are going to get to see grow and continue to. You'll see more and more launches of connected TV channels going forward. And the final thing I should add is you got to realize we're on 70 televisions in India on a connected TV basis. I mean, that's insane, right? So we've got a major platform base to grow from.
Yeah, crazy. And you mentioned there, you kind of just dropped it casually, but 70 blue chip advertisers. I remember what feels like really just a year ago, a little bit more, you guys announcing the first couple ones. Incredible, and all the channels that you can now kind of cross sell to. So awesome. Gaming channel. I know a lot of people, watch these, find these videos on a lot of those kind of millennial platforms. So, definitely connected to gaming in some way. I'm sure everyone's kind of heads running, and I know we got a ton of questions about what's going to be featured, what goes into what's being featured, and that kind of stuff, and I'm sure we'll dive into it in weeks to come. So
Yeah.
exciting there. I guess worth chatting about. Get a decent amount of questions about what feels like the kind of general movie, head back to the theaters theme coming up, and a lot of people starting to see movies again, talking about influencer marketing and what you guys
Yeah.
are doing there. Do you want to kind of comment on that business at all?
Sure. I mean, the influencer marketing business here in the US is growing really, really well right now. We have by far the biggest pipeline of potential business that we've ever had, by far. And we have growth that's, 100% plus growth right now in the business overall. And one of the drivers for that is the return to theaters of movies. And that's combined with all the video on demand and subscription video on demand, the Netflix, Hulu's, and those types of platforms that we got into business with during COVID, that we started doing stuff with HBO, et cetera. So what's happened is now that's happening. The movie business is coming back into play, and we're just getting more and more business. We just did one of our first automotive campaigns last quarter. That car manufacturer has already ordered an additional campaign that we're doing right now as we speak. So much of that's being driven by the fact that we're experts with TikTok, and TikTok is just an extremely important platform for brands and advertisers on an increasing basis every day. I would argue we're one of the world experts in promoting somebody's product and services on TikTok. We have incredible results and metrics to our campaigns every time. And so that word's getting out right now. And we just had a conversation recently about that we're starting to find out that we're getting inbound. People are going like, who are these guys? Who did that campaign? How did you, do that? So that's really exciting too. I mean, the bottom line is everything we do is driven by, the creator economy, these influencers, short form video platforms, whether it's in the US business or in India. And we're even starting to have some of the effects of what we're doing in the US start to bleed over to the chatterbox business in India. So it's all coming together.
Leads right into the next point. Chatter social. A lot of questions. Kind of people asking more details in general. Do you want to kind of intro Chatter social a little bit? And
Yeah, I mean, that dovetails right into everything that's happening on these platforms, which is, TikTok and Instagram are no longer, maybe we'll test that out and see how it does, to we have to be on Instagram and TikTok now from a brand perspective. And what's happening with that is it's not just some influencer, maybe with that product in the scene that they're doing or the shot, sort of product placement type stuff. It's getting much more sophisticated than that, because these platforms are becoming so critical for the brands, and brands are controlling. I mean, it doesn't matter. It can be the biggest brands in the world, the Coca-Colas, the Nikes, the Pepsis, or it can be a new brand that's coming out that wants to control exactly their messaging and what's happening. And so just going out to a bunch of influencers and have them dance around with new tennis shoes on for some brand, yeah, that's okay, but it's becoming much more sophisticated. And so Chatter Social in India was started to, literally, our mantra there is to make brands become creators themselves. And so you're launching a new, shirt line in India, or a new cell phone in India. Chatter Social is designed to go with that brand and hold their hand through the process of actually almost acting, behaving, and becoming a personality and a product that has a following on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the platform might be. There's a lot of brands that are doing this right now. I mean, that Frito-Lay's done stuff. There's a number of brands that have done incredible campaigns of the brand actually becoming a personality on these platforms. So Chatter Social was really set up to do that. Q Studios that we announced recently on the US side is basically based on all the same fundamentals, which is Q Studios is to also work with creating high-end, high-quality, controlled content for these environments that can help them get following. So everything, again, everything comes back to we're increasing the depth and breadth of all of our advertising partners across the board in both influencer marketing and against the channels. And we're increasing the importance of those brands to be able to use our channels to reach the audience they want to reach. And that's why our revenue keeps going up.
Sounds so easy when you say it like that.
Yeah, so easy.
Well, I love it. I mean, on that note, exciting, in a couple of days from when people can see this video, you guys are going to be doing a big investor call, talking about your financial results. So exciting times there, but figured we kind of, end the, call it the last, third or half of this video talking about data. Obviously you guys have a big announcement. Do you want to kind of walk people through it?
Yeah, sure. We made an announcement on Thursday with a company called Starlifter. Starlifter is a new company, but it started by a very, very iconic guy from Silicon Valley named Fred Luddy, who, for people who don't know his name, he founded a company called ServiceNow that last time I looked, their market cap, I think, was about $100 billion. So it's not a very, it's a tiny little company. And Fred's kind of an iconic person from a programmatic and technology point of view of making complex data things and making them user-friendly and simple. And Starlifter is a company that he's bootstrapping and financing himself with great people from other companies that have come in as the management of that. And we just found ourselves completely aligned with what the value of data would be. I mean, one of the oldest stories in the entertainment business is when Netflix used their data to pair Kevin Spacey and David Fincher to do a Washington political thing called House of Cards, which, they spent $100 million. Everybody thought they were crazy, and that launched the Netflix, content business as we know it today. And it was all data driven. It was completely data driven. It was scientifically structured like a Frankenstein to put together something that they knew the data was telling them that would be a hit, and it was. And Netflix still relies mightily on data. Amazon relies on data. There's not one of these big FANG companies that's not completely data driven at the end of the day. Well, we haven't really been doing that as a company. We see that as a massive opportunity for us because we've collected massive amounts of data from broadcasting, from connected TVs, from app platforms we're on, from influencer marketing campaigns, and we've never really unleashed the power of it internally. So the announcement about our partnership with Starlifter is to do exactly that. It's to take the massive amount of data that we have, to organize it in a fashion to make it usable, not only to increase the effectiveness of ad campaigns for our brand partners and therefore make them more valuable and charge more money to do so, but also to start to launch our own products like connected TV channels and other things that can leverage that data to make sure we're targeted right where we want to be for the audience. So it's a very exciting thing. Jay Sparks, who a lot of people who follow us have known and seen speak, et cetera, he's a day one person at the Q, and proud to have Jace elevate up to become Chief Product Officer, which he kind of already was, but we gave him an official title. And he's really in charge of the effort to make our data count going forward, which will be another big important, sort of pillar of what we're going to do to grow this business.
I know there's a lot of Jace fans out there. He's actually reached out. He wants to definitely come on for a little interview talking about tech, data, future. So we'll definitely do one of those here soon. Very exciting. Your big picture of Jace. If there's any questions people want, please drop them below. I know Jace loves his Q&As, so we'll make sure we get some of those in there. But
yeah, we got to get Jace and Glenn and Pranay and Julie. We got to get some of the other folks on here. They're not as used to doing these things as I am. So it'll be interesting to see, how nervous they get.
Oh, it's always good. It's always good. I know people love to see them join. But look, congratulations. Looking forward to the financial results. We'll make sure that we do another video after that. And it looks like exciting times. It looks like, with a lot of the Reddit short squeeze stuff happening, I know there's a lot of craziness out there, but looks like things are getting better, which is great. Anything else you want to kind of squeeze in this video?
No, I think we're, we know the market conditions have been choppy for over a year now. That hasn't affected us really. We're just plunging along and growing the business and growing the business and growing the business. So we're super excited about closing this year in a big way and having a real head of steam going into 2023.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to doing a few more of these here in short order. And Kurt, we'll chat again soon.
Cool. Thanks, Jason.